Shipping changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome into the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel. Today is the seller update. It is April 30th, 2019, and this afternoon / this morning, whether you're East Coast or Pacific time, eBay did announce and drop the entire 2019 spring seller update. So I don't want to talk and ramble much. I just want to get on over to it because you guys saw the beginning of it a few weeks ago, a month ago, with kind of the pre-roll of it, and now they have announced all 5 of the category updates and 5 major changes. So let's go over to my computer. I'll just show it to you guys. I'll link it below. It's already in your eBay messages. If you haven't checked them or you didn't see it, just go to your messages and select the little tab on the left that says from eBay. It should be right there, and you can read all this on your computer, or you can come over to this video and read along as I go through each and every tab. There are 5 of them: marketplace updates, seller protections, manage payments, growth tools, and inventory optimization. So let's go check it out, and I'll see you over there. Okay, so this is the main seller, spring seller update 2019. Here are the 5 tabs. It's gonna be marketplace updates, seller protections, manage payment, growth tools, and inventory optimization. So I've gone ahead and opened all 5 of them, and let's just go one by one. Marketplace updates. So they give you a little review up here of the things they're going to cover. There's 6 things they're going to cover. Well, there's 5 underneath the what you need to know. And as we click down, the first one is a new calendar month renewal schedule for good till canceled listings. So this was a huge complaint when a lot of you saw that good till canceled was becoming a requirement. And what do we mean by this? Well, basically they were talking about items renewing on the 30th on months that have 31 days. And, you know, like February having 28 and it renewing, and then you were basically losing out on days. So here's the change they're making to this, and I assume this is good for you guys. Here's my theory on this. If you're worried about a day or 2 difference in when your items renew, you're still basically renewing them monthly, and the fact that it's a day earlier or a day after or whatever, if you're counting pennies like that, you're really in the wrong business and you should do something else. But with that being said, I know a lot of people are going to have a difference of opinion on that, and they're going to say, oh, it cost me an extra, you know, $100 for the year. I don't even pay attention to that. Honestly, everything renews. I get an invoice, I pay it, and I sell stuff, and the sales way offset it in profit. And at the end of the month, I've got a sales number, a fee number, and a profit number. That's pretty much all I'm caring about. I don't spend my time walking over dollars to pick up pennies. But let's go over it for you guys that do. Starting July 1st, we will change the good till canceled renewal schedule from every 30 days to once per calendar month. The new monthly renewal date for the good till canceled listing will be based on the listing start date. The updated renewal schedule should make it easier for you to manage your business by aligning with monthly billing. Examples of renewal dates. So they give you an example. If you created a listing on July 5th, it'll be renewed on August 5th, September 5th, October 5th, so on and so on and so on. If you created a listing on the 31st of the month, for example, July has 31 days, your listing will renew on the 31st or the last day of the month. So August 31st, and then September has 30, October 31, so on and so forth. So you will get that extra day. I think what everyone was complaining about is that by the offset previous to this, you were basically going to end up paying for 1 extra month of fees during the course of the year because of different days and landing days, which may or may not have been true. I'm not 100% sure. So if somebody was over on their free listings by, you know, if you had a premium with 1,000, you had 1,500 listings, you're paying 10 cents on 1,500 or on 500 listings, an extra $50. So it's costing you $50. I understand. Okay. So example, a listing created prior to July 1st. So for all your listings made after July 1st, that's how they're going to run. If you made them prior to July 1st, a good till cancel listing created on January 30th has renewed every 30 days. So i.e. March 1st, March 31st, April 30th, May 30th, June 29th, will renew on July 29th. When it renews on the 29th, subsequent renewal dates will be set based on the day the listing was created, January 30th, using the new monthly calendar schedule. Thus, the next renewal date will be August 30th, September 30th, October 30th, and so on. So it's going to continue doing 30 days until July, and then after July, starting in August, it will pick up with whatever day you originally listed it as, renewing every day then. So it should catch up with itself. Managing your good till canceled listings in the Seller Hub. So also in the Seller Hub, they're going to add a section that's going to show you the start date. It's also going to show you an end date column. So you'll be able to see the auto renewal dates when they're going to renew. You'll be able to see all that in your Seller Hub. Now, underneath of this, if it's not by default, it's not visible. You can't see that column, so you're going to need to add that column. You guys know how it shows you like the item title, the date of start, if it's buy it now or auction, etc. Well, one of those columns you can set to show you the end date, renewal date. You'll need to follow the instructions here by clicking on Customize in your Seller Hub and then selecting Start Date, End Date, change the column order if you desire. And you can also remove other columns. If you're not familiar with customizing your Seller Hub and the setup, use these instructions right here and you'll be able to do it. Okay. Next one is easily relist canceled items and remorse returns for single quantity listings. So starting in May of 2019, that's tomorrow, when you successfully complete a canceled item or a remorse return for a single quantity listing, we'll provide you with a more convenient way to relist the item, which will help you resell the item and manage your business more efficiently. Upon completing a return or cancellation, a checkbox will be pre-selected for you that defaults to an automatic relisting of your item. So be cautious. It's going to be pre-selected. If you don't want to relist that item, if somebody returns something you don't want to relist it, then you may need to uncheck that box. Again, this is all like speeding it up, but really, I mean, what do? Something gets canceled, you go in and you click relist. I mean, this isn't really a change to the platform, it's just a different way to do it. Canceled item eligibility. The easy relist default setting will be displayed and pre-selected for canceled items that the buyer initiated and you approved. You cancel due to an issue at the buyer's address or is for a single quantity listing. Remorse return eligibility. Tracking shows the item was returned to you. You provided a full refund. The remorse return is for a single quantity listing. Those items will all be pre-selected to relist. Again, you could do that on your own. It's kind of, I guess, right here where you're refunding it, you can see the little box, relist item. That's cool. I mean, cuts a little time. Okay, state sales tax exemption is now available. This is for buying. If you buy merchandise off of eBay and you're a reseller and it is exempt available, meaning you're buying it to resell or you are a charitable organization or you're buying an item with your sales tax certificate and you're eligible for that, make sure you follow all the rules. You can update your sales tax. Right here, there's a button that says submit valid sales tax exemption, and you can buy things tax-free since eBay is now being required to charge tax. If you buy something you don't want to pay tax because you're a reseller or charitable organization, you can get out of that by updating your current 2019 sales tax certificate. If you don't know what a sales tax certificate is, or you don't know anything about that, you need to do some research. You need to Google. You need to watch my videos and get yourself a sales tax certificate. Get registered with your state. Okay, state sales tax requirement update. This is just basically them saying that they are going to be updating the tax, collecting taxes, and paying it for you. But this is a very, very vague statement they put here with no more further updates. Why? Because I don't think anybody knows. That's it. Nobody knows. Okay, you can find current information about affected states on our help page. Okay, so we'll look at that in a minute, I guess. I don't know. Easier order management with updated order numbers. So they're putting order numbers into every step of the thing, which, okay, that helps. I guess, I mean, I can find orders anytime. If it has one order number across the way, then I guess that'll be helpful. I imagine part of that has to do with managed payments. So one order number for everything. I didn't know there was a difference. Final value fee cap increase for basic and premium stores. If you didn't know, an item is 10% or 9% or whatever. So if you sell a $10,000 item, that would be a $1,000 fee, but it's capped at $250. So if you sell a $10,000 item, they're only going to charge you a $250 fee. Well, now it's gone up to $350 max fee. That's for basic and premium. Anchor and Enterprises does not change. And final value fee increase for sellers not meeting performance expectations. This is a big one. If your item not as described returns are extremely high, the high rate, you are being charged an extra 4% for fees. You're now going to be charged an extra 5%. That's important because eBay has refused to get rid of false item not as described in order to offset the percentage and lower it for you, even when a buyer admits in the messages that they opened the return for the wrong reason. However, as part of this update, the seller update that we're reading right now, we're going to see later, eBay is working to remove some of those. So previously they were not, and now they're saying they're going to. So we're going to fast forward to that and check that out in just a minute. If you don't understand that, please comment below. Basically, if you get a bunch of item not as described, you will be charged an extra 4% final value fee. It's going up to 5%. However, a lot of people were being charged that unfairly because buyers were opening item not as described that were false, and eBay wasn't removing them. They're now saying they will remove at least some of them depending on the situation. Okay, here it is under seller protections. So this is their measures to identify and take action against buyers, abusive buyers. This is the next tab, number 2. Okay, new abusive buyer protections and reporting feature update. We're implementing stronger measures against buyers who do not follow eBay's abusive buyer policy, which you can look at. We're introducing new measures to proactively find abusive buyers, prevent them from filing return requests, and in some cases, suspend them. Good on eBay. We find that a buyer violated the policy. We'll remove any feedback and defects, including opened cases in service metrics. That's the important line. When we find that a buyer violated the policy, we will remove any feedback and defects, including opened cases. That's item not as described in service metrics. In other words, if a buyer buys an item and they bought the item green pair of shoes, and it's exactly as it was supposed to be, and they open a case stating that the shoes, were item not as described, when in fact they just meant to buy red ones and they accidentally bought green ones, that's not your fault. That's on them. But they falsely opened an item not as described. Now, the problem with this is, in most cases, you have to get them to admit what they've done wrong in the messages. If they open the case and you say, hey, I sent him a green pair of shoes, he ordered green, I sent green, he's saying I sent him pink, I didn't send him pink, and they're saying, yes, you did, it's he said, she said, and that's tough to close a case and remove it against you because we don't know if you sent the buyer, and eBay doesn't know if you sent the buyer the wrong item. I mean, if you have lots of pictures and proof, yeah, I understand, but you could just as easily be lying as they could be. And so that's always been the problem, and that's why eBay has taken the buyer's side. There's no way to tell he said, she said, unless you can get them to admit it. So getting them to admit it is step number 1. If you can't, then I don't see how anything's going to change with removing the negative metrics and the item, false item not as described cases. However, as we go down further, eBay mentions your track record as a seller, and so that might help you get this removed. Okay. We've also made it easier for you to report buyers, so they're making it easier to report buyers. Reduce search visibility for sellers who use a retailer to ship directly to buyers. This is drop shipping. If you drop ship from a retailer or another platform, it's both, they mentioned both, you will be lowered in search results, giving sellers who own their own inventory or drop ship from wholesalers greater search visibility. Meaning, if you find a Barbie doll on Walmart.com for $5 and it's selling for $50 on eBay, and you don't buy that Barbie doll and you list it without actually owning it, and you found it on Walmart.com or Amazon.com or Etsy.com, and you sell it and then have it drop shipped, that is drop shipping, without actually owning it or bringing it in, you will be lowered in search. They will control that. They do not want their buyers buying items that show up in other platforms and retailers' boxes. They don't want that. If you want to buy that Barbie for $5 and sell it for $50, you need to go to Amazon, buy it, have it shipped to yourself, then take it out, list it, photograph it, and sell it yourself. That's what they want you to do. The other option is if you drop ship from a wholesaler, meaning you call the guys that make the Barbie doll and you say, hey, I'd love to buy some Barbies from you, and I will ship directly from you. That is a wholesaler, manufacturer, direct supplier. That would be allowed. So if you're a drop shipper, you cannot do online arbitrage between platforms and retailers, only from wholesalers. So keep that in mind. Okay, additional protections, removal of negative feedback and defects when you've done your part, tracking shows on time. Things happen that are beyond your control, weather and carrier delays, of course, they help you out with that. Partial refunds in the returns flow for items returned, opened, or used when you offer free returns. Obviously, if you have free returns and somebody buys a brand new item, they open it, they use it, they send it back, you can refund them up to 50% off. So that's helpful. The final one is the important one. Your track record matters. This summer, we will announce new seller protections that will be based on your track record and how we will protect you when you provide great service to buyers. That's how hopefully they're going to be able to remove false item not as described, even when the buyer straight up lies and it's he said, she said. So hopefully that works out. Okay, managed payments, 2019. They're expanding managed payments with new payment options and features. We've covered this before. Google Pay, PayPal, PayPal Credit. They obviously have Apple Pay, credit cards, debit gift cards, all that sort of thing. More ways for buyers, a streamlined experience for sellers, preferred payment methods. They want to manage the entire payment process. You guys can read through this. We've done this already. Everyone to be over by the new payment experience by 2021. If you're interested, you can click the button and go. I'm still holding out. People are going to ask me why. Until they fully implement PayPal and global shipping program, I will hold out. They're saying that they're trying to make it to everyone, but they're basically starting small and coming in weeks. We'll continue to test and scale PayPal to ensure a seamless and successful seller and buyer experience. Once it's done, then I'll go over once they have global shipping as well. Easier order management with order numbers. We just talked about that in the last one. A same order number all the way through because they're handling it. And additional support for seller refunds. Starting in July 2019, you will also be able to issue a refund to a buyer for a percentage of the order amount of your choice up to 100%. I assume that's for partial refunds. If you agree to something like that, you can do this directly from the Seller Hub or APIs. This feature gives you flexibility to manage refunds in addition to how you manage cancellation requests or send partial refunds through a return request today. So that's for partials. Okay, the next one is the growth tool. Promoted listings is now available to non-store subscribers. Important we talk about that. Best offer and offer to buyer enhancement and multi-quantity listing promotions with volume pricing, which I think is silly. Okay, so they're now going to offer promoted listings to anyone, even if you don't have a store. Why? Because promoted listings is a huge income revenue stream for eBay. In fact, Devin Weneg, the CEO, told everyone that part of the reason that their first quarter earnings and sales were up is because of promoted listings. 800,000 people promoting millions of items, making them $65 million in revenue. So of course they're going to expand promoted listings to everyone. It makes sense. You only pay when your item sells. Everyone knows that. Best offer and offer to buyer enhancement and Seller Hub. You'll be able to edit best offers in bulk, which I thought you could already do. Excuse me if I'm wrong. I think I've already done it. Filter listings eligible for best offer on your active listing page. Again, I thought I could already do that. Offers to buyer filter. That is one I still don't have. So you'll be able to filter by that. I guess since I don't have it, I can't filter. And bulk offers to buyer. Again, I don't have that. So if you do have offers to buyers, you'll have to ability to bulk do it or filter your listings by that. New volume pricing. If you sell items that are identical in volume, you can automatically set it to give the buyer a percentage off if they buy multiples, like buy 3, get 10% off, buy 3 or more. This is similar to what you can do in the Markdown Manager, where you can run sales of buy 3, get 1 free, buy 3, save 10%, buy 10, get $50 off, etc. This is just something you can do inside of your active for volume pricing. I've never done it. I don't list a lot of quantity items very rarely. I have some active right now, actually. So maybe something I look into, like, hey, buy more than one and get some discount. In case you do that. You can learn more about that using this tab. Learn more about volume pricing. Okay, the last one is inventory optimization. Home and garden item specifics and recommended item specifics in the home and garden category. So if you are a home and garden seller, this is going to be important to you starting June 10th. There are some category changes, including additions, removals, and renames, and new and recommended item specifics in some categories will go into effect. Category and item specific updates will create more intuitive buying, selling, and search experiences and bring eBay into closer alignment with industry standard classifications. We all know what that means. The update will also help international buyers find your items. If you list items in any of the below categories, you may be impacted by the changes, in which case eBay will automatically move your listing to the most relevant category. That's books, business and industrial, cell phone and accessories, collectibles, computers, tablets, and networking, consumer electronics, everything else, home and garden, pet supply, sporting goods, video games, and consoles. They are basically just rearranging the categories. They're combining some, condensing some, moving some. They're going to automatically move your item from the correct category, so you should not have to do everything. They're no longer accepting new or revised listings in the other books category. So if you do sell books, you need to pay attention to that. And list your item in the best fit category. So all that to get your item in the best categories. And then key item specific updates. In February 2019, we announced that we're making it easier for you to take advantage of product-based shopping by focusing on the item specifics that matter most to buyers: brand, physical details, make, model, size, color, style. Complete and accurate item specifics help buyers find your listings quickly and easily. Starting in June of this year, 2019, we strongly encourage you to include key item specifics when you create new listings in the home and garden category, and they're requiring it. In addition, we have expanded item-specific options to antiques, collectibles, couple of different categories, toys and hobbies. We continue to monitor which elements matter the most to buyers. We identify those specifics, they're going to highlight them and require you to have them. So that will help buyers find your items. Most of us already do item specifics anyway. So that is the 2019 spring seller update. What do I take from this? What are the biggest changes, the biggest things you need to be worried about? Marketplace updates, the final value fee increase for extremely high. You got to stay out of those item not as described. The fee cap for $250 to $350, the maximum fee. If you're selling expensive items, that would apply to you. Items over, $1,000 would be, or items over $2,500. If you sell any of those, you would have to be worried about that. The sales tax exemption to buy sales tax free. If you have a sales tax certificate, that's going to be important. The canceled item, single canceled, manage good till canceled. This is a huge one. Renewing every month. I know you guys are really worried about that. The seller protections, your track record mattering and helping report buyers. That's important. Manage payments. Really no changes there. We all knew about that. The growth tools, volume pricing is, not a lot of us do that. Being able to bulk and do best offers to, best offers to buyers. I mean, that's sort of important. The promoted listings being huge to everyone, even if you don't have a store, that's important. And inventory optimization, a few changes to categories, not a big deal there. So most of the big ones are going to be in these first couple of tabs and the other ones down the line. So there you go. 2019 spring seller update for eBay. Enjoy it. Questions, comments, concerns down below. Opinions, thoughts, everything. Please, if you've never left a comment on this channel, use the comment section and I will read through them a little bit later tonight and respond to many of you as I possibly can. I thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with anybody you know who sells on eBay, might be interested. Let them know about the changes. Send them the link to this video. I appreciate that as well. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, and thank you so much.